process that you have chosen to work with is called Adi Lakshmi. It's one of the 8 paintings that we are going to be working on, and I'm happy to welcome you to this course. Thank you for choosing this. This is going to be an amazing set of 8 small little paintings that we are going to make, and this is the first painting. It's called Adi Lakshmi. It's one of the 8 forms of Lakshmi's goddess Lakshmi. And what we are going to do now is to start with the very important aspect of painting. But before we get into that, I would encourage you to go back to my free videos on the basics or preparatory sessions to help you understand the core of oil painting by understanding the canvas that you will have to work with, understanding materials and the challenges and what kind of combination of things that we could work with. And also I had made one session on how do you choose references. Yeah, so that will help you understand the preparatory course, and it's only a 2-hour session, free. Please do check that out. And today's session is from that a session of references. But in that session, we focused on how I'm choosing references. And right now, we are going to zero down on few of the references that we are going to use for this particular painting. Yeah. And right now, we are going to jump directly into the process of referencing right here. Yes. What do you see in this in the screen that I'm sharing is the picture that we are going to work on. It's Adi Lakshmi, the one of the first of the 8 goddesses we are going to work with. And you see that I have taken a copy of the same and put it in black and white. You'll find the same references in the links available in the description. What I always insist on is to have a black and white version, especially if you are a new starter, new beginner, and doesn't matter a new beginner, if even if you're an advanced level but you have never done such a thing before, always have a black and white version with you so that you are able to understand the dark versus light, depth, and so on very easily. Colors tend to, disband your or distract your thought process a little bit because it looks attractive here and there depending upon which color it is, and you might be misguided. So I would really recommend that you do this also. You can print it off from the link in the same order. And I also have another picture. This is the little girl. What is this connection? I spoke about this in the references video. What we are going to do is called a Celebrate Diversity series. So we are going to blend old with new and combine thought processes. This is going to be not a copy paste or a complete going into what do you call a hyper realistic painting. This is going to be a creative zone also where you're going to combine references. Yeah, so the face is going to be this little girl here from another culture. Yeah, she is, I think, from a Danish culture here. Pretty beautiful little girl, and we are going to use this face as a reference to work with this paint. We're going to shift the face, meaning the age is also changing. The picture right here of Lakshmi shows a fully grown woman, but what we have is that of a maybe an 8-year-old girl. Yeah, so we are going to also make adjustments to the body in a way that it looks like a little girl, and make also changes to the dressing accordingly. Yeah, so these are the things that we are going to do. This is the core, and with this core we are going to get started with the planning and strategizing of this particular painting. So this same picture is also printed off and kept in another camera, and right now I will bring that camera to the front. Right here is this camera in the front, and right now you get to see that I have printed off these pictures, so that I can also do the gridding of this picture. Yeah. Good. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do is that before we start the gridding, what are we to understand? This is the size of the canvas that we are going to work, and we talked about how I have done the first layer, the overall layer one or wash, yeah, in one of my videos previously. So right now what we have is this 50 centimeter length here, and this is the breadth, but possibly you can use it in a vertical way for this picture. So I will call this the length, yeah, and the breadth, yeah. So it's 40 breadth versus 50 length. I'm going to write this down here. Canvas size is 40 centimeters versus 50 centimeters. So when I have to, I usually prefer doing it gridding based on the strategy. What kind of painting I'm doing? Am I going to do something like an exact copy, or am I going to have a mix of a copy and and create another painting of my own? So this is exactly the second category. So I don't have to do a minor 1 centimeter grid to make sure that I capture every single thing here. So I want to divide this into this can be, if I divide this by 10, then I get the 4 centimeter blocks. Sorry, the 4 centimeter blocks, or if that is the version that I will do if I am going to do it in a very minute level. But I wouldn't do it that way for this particular painting, and you will get to see in a short while how exactly we are going to divide this. Yes. And right now I'm looking at the size of the picture that I have. I'm going to only build on the grids here in this black and white section and leave the color section out, so that we can always look at the color section whenever we need to. I can see the size is approximately, the print that I have made is 13 centimeters, but I don't need 13. The sides can be, compromised because there's nothing on the sides. So I'm going to take 12. I'm going to take 12 centimeters up here, yeah. And if we look at 12 is a number that can be divided by 4, and there is a 40 here. So that is a perfect number. What can we do? We can do 3 centimeter sections. So there are 4 pieces here. So this is 12 centimeters, and I have divided it into 3, 3, 3, and 3. That's exactly what I'm going to do with the breadth here. And the length is 50. So we will try to figure out how can we do this. There is this 3, and if we divided this by 3 also, it should work. So I'm just looking at an approximate number. I like the number 15 because that goes well with the 3, isn't it? And I'm not worried about is it going up, above, or less. Just gauge it in a way that it is approximate to my requirement. What if there is extra? Of course we are going to paint off something in the background and make adjustments accordingly. So that is a 15. If I did this again, 3 centimeter blocks, 6, 9, 12, and 15, then 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. So that gives you 5. And that goes well with the 5 here, isn't it? So we will be able to divide this also equally in that order if we chose to divide it by 4 here. And this is a division symbol in Asian countries. And I understand that the division symbol in other countries are different. So this is divided by 4 and then divided by 5, isn't it? So we are going to have 10 centimeter blocks, 10 centimeter blocks for us to maximize the small picture into this size that we are going to work with. So that was a very basic thing, isn't it? Wasn't it easy? So it's basic, but this is the basic level planning that we need to get started. We are going to mark this really quick. Yeah. 3, 6, 9, and 12 for this. I will say this is a 15 centimeters, and I will find this also scanned and available. Once I'm done with the grid, I will do that also. So I'm going to pull the vertical lines. Here. Okay. Done. So that's going to help me understand where things will have to go in terms of this painting. And right here, just marking just to be sure, 9 and 12. So I can draw the lines across. Yeah. Going there. There. Done. So we are going to divide the canvas also accordingly to have this. This is not a detail level. It's an overall level of what do you call division or gridding to help us, place components. So if I were to say, I will not go into the details of it, but I will say, yeah, the lotus comes in this lower part, the body comes here, and the face comes, anywhere between this, yeah, the top portion here. And for the benefit, I'm going to do naming also. So I'm going to call this A, B, C, and D. And I will call this 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, so that it is helpful for us to understand how we are going to use this grid to put the picture along here. Yes, so this is exactly what we have done here. Overall grading done. We are not done fully with the grading because we have one more piece to focus on. This is the detail. Yes, this is the face. And remember, this is the centroid. This is the place where the face is going to come. And possibly, around this, between B and C, in the second row. That's exactly where it's going to come. So what I'm going to do is to look at approximately how much spacing I will need in this 40 by 50 centimeter grid, and I'm just going to roughly measure the size here. We have done, this is about approximately 2 centimeters, and we are doing whatever we are doing. We are going to expand this to further sizes here, so this is definitely in a, few times bigger than what we have done here. So these are 3 by 3 centimeter images, but they will grow up to 10 by 10 when we when we move these grids over to the canvas. So we'll have to just keep that in mind. So I'm just looking at approximately 2 by 2 centimeter square here. That is again going to be extrapolated into a 10 centimeters, 10 by 10 centimeters. So I would imagine that approximately I need 10 by 10 centimeters of spacing, yeah, for this particular space. So I'm just checking out what is this length here. She's coming to approximately 9 centimeters. So I'm going to use 10 so that the neck covers, and then I can see how to manage things around. So I'm just taking this spacing, yeah, from the neck to there till the head. And also we'll have to understand that there is a crown, and we will change things around slightly about her, overall look. We will have a tiara for her. So that's going to be happening here. And if I look at this, I use the side is there to do the 2 centimeter marking to just I understand where things are here. And the side included her hair and all the jewelry and so many things. So we will have to look at the spacing also for her here. And if I do a 10 centimeters, so she comes here somewhere here. Yeah, so I'm just looking at I'm using her eyebrow ridge as the center point for my 5 centimeter. So if I use this as the 5 centimeter, then I can see that, okay, that's how I will block the overall space for me to think of the gridding. So I'm just going to start drawing the lines to just remove the sections that I will not be working with, So these are the important lines for me. Yes. And right now I am going to start doing them into 2 centimeter grids. So I could use, every single detail to work with. Because I want the face to be, as close as possible to what we have here. So that is 6 and 8, 4 and 2. So let me do the vertical grids. So this is going to be a detail level. So we are going to have a mix of approximation versus detailing here in this painting. It's already getting interesting, isn't it? So and this is going to be an exact, we are going to take an exact of this. It's not going to be, like what we did here, We are going to expand this or extrapolate the 3 by 3 centimeter blocks or grids into 10 by 10 centimeter. But in this case, we will have almost the exact size on the painting. So that's going to be interesting. So let's do the horizontal as well. So we are done with this part of the planning, strategizing. So you will find these gridded versions also available in the links in the description. But then it's also a good practice for you to try doing these things on your own. You could also use, if you have tools like paint, or any other gridding tool that you could use, that's also fine, because some people prefer not to take a print and rather having the picture available on on an iPad, iPhone, or any other device, a laptop maybe. So these are 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. So so it's a 10 by 10, same, and exactly what we are going to do in the picture as well. So we have built the grids and strategize what we are going to do with the overall picture. So how will we, just to summarize, we started out with the idea of taking two pictures, zeroing down with the two pictures that we are going to work with. There are this is what we call a key reference. Yeah, this is the key reference of Adi Lakshmi, which will tell us the superstructure of what exactly are the elements that we need to have, like the lotus flower. There is this gold and Lakshmi image, and how she has to be dressed or things like that overall. And right now, from that overall structure, we have also planned on how are we going to build the overall structure into a larger space. This is a small little picture that we took. How are we going to do that in a larger space as this canvas, which is a 40 by 50 centimeter canvas. So we have gridded into 3 by 3 grids and gotten this ready. Right here we have done, for our benefit, I'm just going to do this C, D, E, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, and then, yeah, that is fine. So this is going to be the detail phase, and we have also grids. These are 2 centimeter grids, and 2 by 2 centimeter grids. So I'm just going to put 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, so that you are very clear of what we did here. And we are going to use this for the face. One more adjustment that's going to come, that will be on the go. So there are things that we have planned, but there will be on the go improvisations. What will be that? That will be when we do the face, we will have to do the body according to a little girl. So we are going to make those changes on the go, and we will make sure that the skin tonalities when we paint also is in accordance with this little girl. Yeah. So that's exactly what we have learned in today's session. Hope you have found this useful. I look forward to having you in the session 2 and further sessions so we can see this painting through. Thank you very much. Stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy. See you in the next session. Bye-bye.